Marvel Avengers the game. A name that holds so much potential but fails utterly to deliver. Hi, I'm Chris from Nerd Geek Life, and this is my Avengers review. All the developers had to do was one thing: make playing as the Avengers fun and engrossing. In all fairness, the heroes are fun to play as, but it gets repetitive pretty quickly. Sure, with your skill tree, you can customize your own Hulk or Iron Man however you see fit. But seeing how in the end you will have unlocked every skill available, what's the point? Just start at the top and work your way down in picking the skills. It makes no difference whatsoever. You would think that the loot would make this less evident. I'm afraid you'll be disappointed once again. Don't get me wrong, you do get certain loot drops that enhance certain abilities. However, that's the only thing it does. Boost the numbers that spring off enemies as you hit them. Cosmetic wise, it does nothing. Actual gameplay wise, just the same. When all the players are leveled up and co-oping in multiplayer, it's just gonna be identical characters walking around in the same environment. Maybe someone will have a nicer skin, get further on their challenge cards, or put down some real life money in order to get some cosmetics, but other than that, their abilities will be completely the same as the one you have. Speaking of environments, this game has none. Well, let me rephrase that. It has one. Just one. Doesn't matter if you're in New Jersey, the Arctic, Badlands, Utah, or anywhere else, it's just more of the same. You get dropped in a wide open area, find some semi-interesting stuff, and take an elevator down to the copy-paste bunker you've visited a dozen times already. The open areas themselves might provide some variation, but not much. In Utah, it's basically all earthy colors and canyon passes for each level. In the urban districts, it's all neon and dark buildings. Nothing really changes and nothing really catches the eye. Now we all know that taking the elevator down is just their way of disguising a loading screen. And if it happens once, I'm fine with it. But two times per level, sometimes even three, we know that it is perfectly possible to create a large world without loading screens. But they couldn't even manage it for one small level. Really? Now the conformity for the dungeons, as we may put them, only happens in those dungeons. For the campaign itself, we do have some nice parts. The first mission on the Chimera, the first visit to Golden Acres, sneaking around Heroes Park. These were quite wonderful set pieces. It drew me into the world these characters live in. Shame that these sections don't last long. Speaking about the solo campaign, it's okay. Just okay. It has its moments where the reveal of a character creates a moment of awe, but other than that, it failed to draw me in. There are reveals in the campaign that are supposed to stun you with a plot twist, but you see them coming a mile away. That is, if you are even invested enough to care. Currently, we have 6 heroes available for play, and each of these heroes has its own challenge cards. Oh god, where to start with challenge cards? Yeah, you get nice unlocks in the form of costumes, resources, and even some takedowns. But you need 200 points for each hero to get them all. There are 2 daily challenges and 2 weekly challenges. Dailies giving 3 points each, weekly giving 11 points each. That's 6 points a day and 64 a week max. You guys can do the math yourself on how many weeks you need to play to get all the unlocks for all the heroes. And with more heroes on the way, it will only take you longer and longer. Luckily though, you can buy credits to unlock it all faster. Isn't that fun? Paying full price for a full game only to be asked to deposit some more money. If you watch the streams on this channel, you all know how I feel about microtransactions. So let's not get into it here. Safe to say, I have a deep dislike for them. What it comes down to is that this game is Destiny, but with more grinding. Every level has its containers with resources. You use those resources to upgrade your gear. But here is a question. Why bother? In the next mission, you are just gonna pick up a piece of equipment that is better than what you have currently equipped. Upgrading may have its uses when you are max level, when you just won't find better gear just lying around. But in the early stages, no thank you. Also, just as a side note, why do those crates with resources just explode when you walk against them? No need to hit them to find out what's inside. Just take a leisurely stroll next to them. Picking up those resources and dropped gear means you actually have to walk over them. Shooting a crate from the distance just doesn't work. In an era where everything comes to you in video games, where you can be 5 feet away from an item and still be able to pick it up, it's really jarring to see our characters actually walk up to stuff, walk over them, and that's how we pick them up. That is more of a PlayStation 2 feature than it is for the PlayStation 4. And what if you still have stuff lying around and it's the end of the level? The end of the level, you usually get a cutscene, but what about all the loot? What about everything that is still lying around? Because you just haven't had the time to walk over it yet. Well, you lose it. It might be a legendary item lying there. Well, I'm sorry, you just wasted your chance with that one. Now, if you're not grinding for gear or resources, you are grinding for faction points. Whether it be shields or the resistance, grind out your reputation to get great rewards that you dismantle one mission later because you got something better. What's the point in the end? Well, I'll let you know when I figured that one out myself. Now, the argument for this game I hear from different sources is that you should see it as an investment. There is content ready for 4 years. Rumor has it that a lot of it will be free content. Great! Free DLC is fine. But what is keeping me with the game now? In a couple of months, we get the next generation of consoles, with pretty amazing titles launching. Why should I play this game when those has hit the shelves? In my opinion, it would have been better to give us everything now. Make this game the last big blow of the current gen systems. In 4 years' time, nobody will care enough about a game on the previous generation hardware that wasn't that fun to begin with. So now for the big question. Should you buy this game? I think I made it pretty obvious what side I fall on. Sure, it has moments, and if you enjoyed Destiny and are a Marvel fanboy, go, pick up the game. You'll get something out of it, of that I'm sure. But if you are even a bit on the fence on this title, don't bother with it. It doesn't bring anything new or exciting to the table. Sure, flying around or walking around with your mate as the Avengers, it's fun, but it will be boring after a while when you're doing the same map over and over again, fighting the same basic enemies over and over again. You'll just let the game lie and not worry about it anymore. In short, I don't hate this game, but I don't love it either. The game is just meh. That's my review for Marvel's Avengers the game. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll be seeing you all again soon.